So,
Yeah,
Huey, welcome to the show.
we're here.
We're
We
here.
did it.
We made it. We made it. Okay. Let's. I usually start off with the tell us about your channel, but before we get going, we need to know: are you wearing special socks today?
Hell yeah, I'm wearing special socks. I'm wearing my
Okay.
favorite pair of socks.
Okay. What socks are you wearing today?
Right. Sock of the talk show.
Sock.
We didn't do a channel point
Talk of the
redemption
sock.
for that, did
The
we?
talk of the
So
sock.
there you go. All right. My favorite ones. I don't know if this question is going to come up later, but I'll say it now. I am up to 42 pairs of socks.
42. Like
That's how many pairs I'm at now.
when you say 42, is that 42 unique socks, or like, well, do you have
42
do you have like
unique,
regular
different
socks that you wear separately?
Yeah, I didn't count those.
Okay.
42 special funky socks I'm up to now for the sock of the stream. Out of the 42, my favorites so far are the orange pigs with jetpacks when pigs fly. And you have a pig. That's perfect. But it's orange. I don't know if anybody, you've been to my channel and whatever. I love orange. Orange is my favorite color, but I just thought when I saw those, when pigs fly, that was it. Those are my favorite ones.
So, I don't. You may have answered this question before in Discord, but do you have like a specific sock vendor you go through, or is this like a walking through the store, see a new pair of socks, and you're like, got to get me a new pair?
Walking through the store, just finding them. My wife has gotten into it just as much as I have because she knows that it's kind of like my channel thing. So she started just when she finds cool ones or good gifts and stuff like that. But yeah, when I was like getting kind of an inventory, I started looking online and I'd buy some cool ones and try and find some cool ones that I liked. And then now I've just got all kinds of them. So
nice.
Yeah,
see, it's
I
funny.
don't know.
Because as much as you and I have talked and we have a lot of similar interests, this is an area that you and I are extremely different. Because like the minute I hit the house, I'm like a toddler, like getting my socks off of my feet.
You're gonna find this weird.
Okay.
I don't like wearing socks in the house.
Okay.
I don't like wearing socks. Jinx brought this up in the Discord, and I don't know if you're gonna ask the question. I don't sleep in socks. I actually am more comfortable without them. The thing is, I don't know if you're gonna ask me this later.
No, go ahead and talk. Don't worry about it. Just jump into it.
I figured this is gonna come up. I figured this is gonna come up. So, how the sock thing started? My interest kind of got peaked. I don't know why. I just thought it was cool and different once I started seeing them. I remember watching like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank with Mark Cuban, and people were going on the show and they were like doing their whole sock subscription service things that you could do, and I was seeing all these like funky socks, and at first I'm like, yeah, but they don't match their clothing. Like my OCD kicked in and I'm like, I would never do that. Like it doesn't match. Like
right.
And then I started seeing how funky they were, and then Mark Cuban was like, yeah, I love funky socks, and he's like wearing this nice suit, and then he's got these crazy ass socks on underneath. I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat.
Nice.
So afterwards I kind of found like my first set that I got, I found like a pack of 3, and they were like orange, bright orange, and black polka dots. And then there was like 2 other pairs, and I'm like, oh, those are cool. Orange caught my eye, so I bought them. So I had a few funky pairs, and then when I started streaming, very beginning, I was kind of like, okay, if I want to make it or be anything other than, streaming to friends and stuff, I need like that cool thing.
You need a quirk. You need
stand out.
Yeah.
And everybody was like wearing a mask, or I'd see guys with like makeup and like this whole thing. And I was like, what can I do that's a little different? And I thought of the sock thing, and I'm like, it'd be kind of cool to just make that a redemption, and I just wear something funky.
Yeah. Every
stream, and people would come, and I don't know if anybody would want to see them, but like, I thought maybe it would turn into a thing, and here we are. So I don't know. Now I get called socks.
Now you're socks. I was just gonna ready to say it's turned into.
I try to make it like my thing to kind of stand out a little bit, because I don't know. I don't really see a lot of other people doing it. So
yeah, I can confidently say I think you're the only sock redemption person that I have seen.
There you go.
So yes, very unique, and I mean it's a hit. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like it worked.
Exactly.
So
okay. Speaking of hit, I'm just gonna throw this out there real quick.
What you got?
I know that you have like a million things on your plate already with this show and everything, and you're a very busy man. But I have a feeling that you and I have like awesome chemistry,
Right?
and another show we could do together, just shoot the shit about movies and concerts and stuff like that, and we call it Dirty Socks.
Dirty Socks. That's actually quite perfect. That goes really well together. I mean, I'm all about this. I'm more than happy to make this happen.
I thought of that earlier today. I'm like, I gotta bring that up in the
That's
show.
beautiful. I love it. I love that. Absolutely. And like you said, it's kind of how I let off too. Is like, like we have a lot of things in common. Obviously, we've talked about film, music, that kind of stuff. Like quirky shows and all that.
Yep.
But yeah, Dirty Socks coming soon to a Twitch channel near you. There we go.
I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah, Smokey's already in the chat saying we'll have to talk to the boss. So you brought it up now. There's already a contract being written up, so you're committed.
Right.
So okay, back to my usual first question though. I usually give everybody a chance to tell us about your channel a little bit. Kind of like what kind of stuff you play, what your goals are for your channel. So why don't you just fill us in a little bit on your content?
Yeah. So, what's up, everybody? That's not an FM and all the viewers. I'm Huey. Yeah, I variety Xbox streamer. Yeah, I play on Xbox. I never really got into a PC kind of gaming thing, so been on Xbox forever. And yeah, I play a little bit of everything. I play whatever kind of grabs me. I always liked, like, before online multiplayer, there was always like cool campaigns and stuff like that. So I'll get into any of those that I enjoy. Like, I always like Gears of War campaigns and Resident Evil. Love playing Resident Evils and stuff like that. Yeah, but also, yeah, when multiplayer started becoming a thing, like, I was big into Call of Duty, and kind of got a little frustrated with that. I've kind of talked about that, but yeah, I played a lot of Call of Duty, but I like Apex, and been doing that, and Tetris, and a little bit of everything. Like, that Ollie Ollie World just came out. Like, anything that kind of grabs me, like cool campaigns, multiplayer to play with friends, a little bit of everything. So yeah, nothing like.
I'm a big campaign guy. I've always been into campaigns, story driven games, stuff like that. Like I'm kind of, I feel like, again, common interests. Like I've always considered myself to be a variety streamer as well, and I swear I have like ADD. I can't stay on a game more than 2 weeks in a row. I jump all over the place.
Yeah, I'll say I've found over recently, last couple of years, I have a hard time with open world now. I find I have there's like so many games out there and stuff that I'm into, and I found that I just never finish them. I like, they look so cool, like Red Dead Redemption, the first one, like Revolver, like Red Dead Redemption. When I played that whole thing and I loved it. It just, that one managed to grab me, and I just stuck with it. And the Shadow of Mordor, I think, was the first cool Lord of the Rings one.
Yep.
Those were awesome. Like, they grabbed me and I played them all the way through. But I feel like the sequels got way too big for me, and there was so much to do, and the maps are huge, and there's all these icons, and there's just like, okay, I don't really know what I want to do next. I'd rather go play Apex for short little 20-minute rounds. That keeps me interested for hours than to play like this open world game. And I'm like, okay, I did that thing, and now I got to run way the fuck over here to do this other thing. And it has to grab me enough. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, I didn't like going hunting for the camp and doing all those little things. It just didn't interest me. And so some people, that's awesome. Some people get right into that, right? That they want that immersion. Yep. Awesome. Like that, like, they got to make something for everybody. But I've found with those, like when Resident Evil 2 came out, the remake, I played that game 5 times through. I just finished it again last night. I love that game because it's objective based. A story, a linear story. It's not open world. It's puzzles and going through it, and that like grabbed me. Like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna spend $90 on an open world game that I'm gonna play for a couple hours and then just move on. Like,
Yep.
So
I feel
sorry, that was a long
like,
spiel.
No,
I'm gonna
no,
go
no.
off on tangents in this
Please,
interview, man.
no, that's fantastic. Listen, that's the content right there. Okay, but you see, that's perfect because I could feed off you right there easily. Because like Red Dead 2, Tiger, I know you're here. Don't yell at me, okay? But I have never beat Red Dead Redemption 2. I made a vow to start Western Wednesdays here recently, like a month or so ago, maybe a little bit more, and complete Red Dead Redemption 2. And I've made it further into the game than I've ever made it. I'm like maybe a third of the way through chapter 4. I have completely abandoned that goal. Other things came out, and I'm like, I have to go play these other things. I'm sorry, like it's just.
Know.
But that's the other thing to me. It's
the game's amazing.
It
looks amazing.
It's one of the best games I've played. It's literally one of the best games I've put my hands on. It feels great. It's wonderful.
I just can't do it.
But like, I know, Tiger. I'm sorry, but like, the pacing of the game feels off to me.
Yes.
It's so drawn out. Like when you get on your horse and you have or a carriage and you have to talk to a guy for 15 minutes while you drive the carriage to the other town to go talk to a gunsmith and then drive back to your camp. It's like I did not enjoy that, you know?
Right.
And like
right.
I'm not like I'm not I guess like I play first person shooters like Destiny and stuff, but I'm not a big battle royale guy. So it's like it's not that I'm ever looking for like the fast paced action all the time or anything, but it's just there's just something that's like I said, I hate to say that because I would stand up that it's probably one of the best games made, hands down. But it's just so hard for me to play that game.
Yeah. And I know, like, people can call me out. Like, Batman Arkham Knight, amazing game. That one was pretty open world, but that one just kind of grabbed me. I thought that one was cool. I'm playing Dying Light 2 right now. It's pretty well an open world game, but I loved the first one, so I'm going through the second one. But it's just, it's got to be the right one. Yep. I'm not saying I don't like open world. I'm never going to play them, but I just found that Resident Evil 2, when Resident Evil 2 like opened my eyes, I was just like, okay, linear story, cool. Anyway.
and Resident Evil 2 is kind of like a weird hybrid because it feels open world, but it's also got like a claustrophobia of being trapped in the station and then in the sewers and that kind of stuff. Like it's like a weird mix to me because you can correct me if I'm wrong. I've never played Resident Evil games because I am terrible when it comes to horror games. I will go cry in the corner after I play it, I swear. But you have to figure out where to go next. So you have like the entirety of the station to go find what you need to do, but it's not like you're going to be traveling all the way across Raccoon City to go do something. I guess is the difference to me.
No, and you know that you have to like try and escape the police station, but in order to do that, you need like 4 different fucking keys and all these different puzzles you have to solve in order to get those keys, and it's a long drawn out thing just to do that. So, but it's all the pacing, like you said, is just like, oh, I found this, cool. Well, I've got to put this into this, and then it opens this, and then okay, that opens this door, and then that gets me to here, and then it's cool to like. It's not. I didn't find it so hard that I couldn't follow it. It was like, oh, sick. Okay, I got that now. Let's go here. And
that's awesome. You did mention Tetris. So of course, we've got to talk about Tetris. I assume Tetris is one of these games that you grew up on.
Exactly.
Okay. Exactly. And because I mean, even into some of your more recent streams, we saw you beat one of the again. What version of it that you beat on like legendary mode or whatever? You're not too long.
There was legendary mode. So yeah, I've been playing Tetris Effect Connected.
Okay.
It's on Game Pass. Anybody can get it right now.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been playing. I think you can only play it on Expert. It's on Expert.
Okay.
That I play it on, and it comes in at different speeds and stuff. And I found mid levels it'll speed up and whatever.
Gotcha. Yep.
But yeah, it's really neat. I actually have it in VR as well.
Oh my gosh,
really cool. That in VR is amazing. All the music, and then it's like your full view is like all those dolphins jumping and all that stuff. But
it sounds like an epileptic nightmare, though.
It's very intense, but very cool to vibe out and watch. But no, like what you're saying, I've been gaming since I was like 4. Like I'm 36 now. Like I've been playing a long time, and our first console was regular Nintendo. My dad had an Atari, like when I was little, when you play Pong, like whatever. But my first one that we had was regular Nintendo, and you know it came with Mario, Duck Hunt, and we got Tetris.
Oh, Duck Hunt.
Yeah. And my dad, like I was kind of young to figure out Tetris, but I played it and stuff. But like I remember my dad playing it like with his friend came over the one time, and he was explaining how it worked, and you know you're trying to make 5 lines and get a Tetris and whatever it was. And I don't know, I played it obviously when I was little, but I just found that it was always a game that was simple to pick up for me, like then just play and waste time, and they've released it on every fucking thing you can play it on. It's on it, you know, I had it on Nintendo, and then I had it on Game Boy, and now I've had it on pretty well every Xbox I've had, and on my phone, like to waste time, like at the doctor's office or whatever, you know. They've released it on like everything. It's from like '86, and it's still around. Like, and they're still doing it. It's the same game, but they're doing different stuff. I'd actually love to play Tetris 99, that Battle Royale version, but I think it's only on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I'm
trying to play that, but yeah.
It definitely looks like a competitive thing, that's for sure. I would love to see you play that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, but like I'm not going to lie, I don't understand why I'm able to play it expert. Like it's not like I've sat and grinded it out or like I've practiced it that much. I've always just kind of fucked around with it, and I don't know, I've thrown it on expert there and just trying it out turned into like a cool thing now that I never thought I'd stream that game and everybody would enjoy watching, let alone me make it entertaining enough for people to want to watch it. But like I turned into a thing, like, so it's really cool. I've been enjoying. It's been
from a viewer perspective, I can say it's mesmerizing to watch Tetris streams. Because like
cool.
I don't know, like I've personally, like I think I've played Tetris on like your basic kind of consoles. I think maybe like your Game Boys and that kind of stuff, but I've never played like any of the newer versions, like when you were mentioning you could get on like Xbox right now on Game Pass. I've never played any like the newer updated versions, and like from a viewer perspective, watching that game is like, man, I like it's so fast, and I don't know if there's a different perspective of having the controller in your hand as opposed to just being a viewer, but like the speed at which you specifically watching you are able to do and switch and all these things, dude, it blows my mind. I think that's the entertainment factor to me. Is like it's just like, look at how, like I didn't even imagine how fast your mind is processing things. Exactly.
It is faster playing it. Because I'm trying to think of everything too. Like I've gone back and watched my VODs, and I'm like, I would have done that different. I would have done that different. I would have done that different. It feels slower, me watching it. So like, yeah, like because you're thinking so fast, right? So it's it is faster playing it.
It's amazing. It's like I said, yeah. I personally I love watching your Tetris streams. I think it's amazing to watch, man. It's and again, I think it's another one of those, like, you know, like you mentioned the socks thing. It's like a unique thing to your channel, and like Tetris. And again, I know other people play Tetris, but like specifically for, you know, the people that I'm familiar with, and you like Tetris is another of your things. Like I'll always associate you with Tetris and socks. Okay, that's gonna be your two things for me. So how did you get into streaming?
Okay. Got into streaming. Anybody that's kind of been around my channel and that kind of stuff knows Javinator, my buddy Javin. He's pretty tech savvy, and more than I am. And he kind of just figured out his own setup really easy, and got into it back on Mixer. And Javin and I were playing video games before that, like before we got into that. And when he kind of fired it up, I was kind of like, oh, cool. And I didn't know that it was that simple to set it up and do that. I thought you needed like a whole computer and a full fucking thing in order to do that, to stream.
Yeah.
And didn't realize it was as simple as just... So for a camera, and that is kind of what I was gonna is because I didn't want to just hit go live and have nothing like that, like not look decent.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have it set up kind of cool, and I didn't realize that you could just plug in the Kinect, which came with the original Xbox and stuff, like the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you could just use that. Like I had it when I had the console. I didn't realize you could just go live. There's your camera, boom, and just watch whatever. And again on Mixer. So sorry, that was a long explanation.
No, that's okay. Please, no, it's good.
So once I found that out, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like too easy. Like just hit like, and then boom, you're there. So Javinator and I kind of started doing it just to watch each other while we were already playing. Just kind of like a, you know, have a drink and cheers, buddy, and like if one of us died, we could like go look at what the other person was still doing, you know, like on our phone or our laptop or whatever. And it was just a cool thing back and forth that we were kind of doing. And then like our friends kind of got into it too, and they'd come and watch us, and it started there. And then Mixer went down, and we just did the transition like most people did over to Twitch, and that was kind of like the beginning of it. That's how it all kind of started.
Have you always been Huey?
It was so simple. I've always been Huey.
You've always been Huey. Okay.
I've always been Huey. It's a riff off my last name, Huey. I put that as all my stuff everywhere. Huey's my license plate on my truck.
Oh, nice.
It says H3WI on my fucking truck right now.
Nice. Like, I love that.
Like, I've always been Huey. That's kind of been my thing. So, my other buddy that I play with, the guy I play Dying Light 2 with on Wednesdays right now, his riff off his last name, Waters, and he's got the 3. He kind of did that, and then I'm like, dude, do you mind if I do that? Like, I'd like to do the 3 as like the Huey and whatever. He's like, yeah, man, go ahead. And that's always been Huey. So
nice.
Yeah, that's kind of how all that started.
And you kind of touched on it a little bit. I can kind of place a little bit of how long you've been streaming for, because you mentioned the whole Mixer thing. So what, maybe 4 years now? 4 years now?
Got to be 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay.
It was before, because it would have been before COVID hit and everything. That's been 2 years. So we got to be 3 or 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what are your goals for the channel moving forward? From probably you started with just wanting to link up with some buddies and watch each other. It evolved into other friends coming, and now like what's the future of streaming hold for Huey?
I don't know. I want it because and I don't mean that from like I'm not gonna do whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at like a 60-40 realistic stage, because in my head like 60% of me is like, man, it'd be sick to quit my job and do this full time and be a millionaire, and like this is all I could do. Like that'd be amazing. But then the other 40% of me is like, you know, it's probably not. It might happen. It might happen. It
could happen. Like, it literally could happen to anybody. It really could.
I really got to start pushing the sock thing or something if it's good. If I'm going to get there. But no, like you know, it's not to say that it can't. You know. So I don't want to just say like, you know, that's not the right attitude to have. Like, you're never gonna make it. Like that's kind of dumb. So I just want to keep grinding it out and see where it takes me. That's
all it takes is the right moment. You know,
I want to put in enough effort to keep growing, right? I'm blown away. I've been like affiliate for a year. I just had, and I remember grinding to get 50 followers, and I'm at over 450 now, 460 or something right now. I never would have thought, that would have been possible.
Yeah.
And it's just been like a growth, you know, and I get it. There's guys making millions of dollars and they're huge, like big names and thousands of people. But like they all started the same place we were. Like what's the difference? Like I know I'm old, I'm not as quick, I don't make as crazy of plays, but you know, it's just content and whatever. So I just want to keep grinding it out, having fun, see where it, you know, and it takes me wherever it takes me. You know, I'm just having a blast now.
I really like the way that you put it. Like age doesn't matter, man. Like it literally doesn't. You're putting out content.
No.
You know, like we like all the different games we play. That
the
whether it be
funky sock guy.
Exactly, the gray-haired funky sock guy is putting out some sweet Tetris content. Get on the ball, everybody. No, man, like
there's no young bucks playing Tetris right
yeah,
now.
exactly. They're all on their war zone. They're over there playing Apex. No,
exactly.
if you want your Game Pass, Tetris Plays. Get your ass over to Huey's channel and check it out. But no, like for real. I mean, like where you all the games you've played, I've seen you play. You played Rogue Company too, didn't you?
Love Rogue Company.
Yeah.
I gotta play that more. Yeah.
I was gonna say I've seen you make some. We joke about not being young and not making those plays, but I've seen you make some plays. You can't sell yourself too short there.
I'm proud of some Rogue moments.
I remember putting together some of your clips of whatever we did, your birthday clip, and then one of your member of the month clip going through the different ones that you've submitted. You've got some serious plays, man. So
I've had some fun with that one. I gotta play that more.
Yep. So moving forward, I know that obviously you're pretty happy with the growth that you've been having. But what do you have a specific thing or a specific person that just motivates you to keep going?
My motivation to keep going is just my love of doing this.
Yeah.
We did like like I said, I made notes here.
No, you're good.
We did like I think my wife and some friends, they did this personality trait quiz thing to figure out what kind of personality you are. And it ended up, and it fit me to a T. I ended, and I knew this before I took the quiz, that I ended up being the person that always wanted to make sure that everybody was having a good time. Whether it's, at a get together or whatever. And that has like totally like come into my motivation for streaming. Like I get such a high and like a kick out of doing this and being able to game and do what I love doing and have like watch people show up in the chat and just like shoot the shit and hang out. Like I love that. I love it. That's what keeps me going. I just have so much fun with it. Like before streaming, gaming itself was just like my way of doing that. Like I way overdid it. Like with all my buddies and stuff like that. When Rainbow Six Siege came out, it was like a group of us. Like there was enough for like 5, like a full team usually. And it was like I was like sending out mass like text messages. I'm like, everybody, Friday night, let's go. We're playing Siege. And I was like organizing like everything because I just loved bringing everybody together to game and hang out and have fun. And I feel like I'm doing that. I get that from streaming, It's like, everybody, let's go. It's Friday night. It's game night. Let's go. And I just get such a high out of it. I'm a social guy. I love hanging out and just having fun. So that like to blend that with gaming just fit for me. Like it's just turned into a thing for me. So
and it's funny, like the way you say that, like you always want to make sure that the people are always having fun. Like that really shows. Like anytime I've seen you like on your channel or even just like popping in, like when we hit the go live button today, you were the first one in here, like throwing in emotes and just hype it up, just like, hell yeah, here we go. And I'm like, should you be getting ready for this right now? But no, man, you're always super hype. You're always like, I've made this joke before, and I've told you this because then you sent me a picture, but I gotta say it now. Like I've told everybody before, like I always just picture you as like the guy who wakes up first thing in the morning and just like gets out of bed and has a big smile on his face, and then like grabs his cup of coffee, and like no matter what the weather's doing outside, you're just like standing on the porch, like sipping coffee, like it's a great day, just so yes.
I said this to Rugg in one of our Stalin Rugg in one of our conversations. I'm like, dude, I feel like FN's biggest fan, and I'm already in the org. I just am so hyped and so like jacked to be in this org and stuff like that, and be streaming and doing all this stuff. I'm just like, I feel like the biggest fan, but I'm already here. I'm already in part of it. Like, I don't know.
Well, you brought up the organization, so how did you get associated with FN? Like, who was it that you knew, or I guess potentially group of people that you already knew before you joined?
Come to be?
How did this come to be?
So I've tried to figure this out actually leading up to this interview because I figured this would be a question. There was a few different things. Like, I don't know how Doobie and I found each other. I was networking hard, trying to just grow, and I somehow Doobie and I found each other, and I'd pop into his streams once in a while, and then he popped into mine, and he loved the sock thing right away, so he would like come in just to check the socks and stuff like that. You know, he's busy guy or whatever. So, like, I remember meeting Doobie, and then I knew that, you know, he was. I don't even remember if he was like a part of FN when I first met him or whatever. I don't know when FN and him. I don't remember the timeline there.
Yeah.
But I remember I knew Doobie, and then I might mess some of this up, but I remember Fog, finding Fog somehow and meeting him, and again just kind of networking, and saw that he had joined, and then I'll never forget. I think before that kid named D joined, like a bit before he joined, and I wasn't in this. I remember seeing on Twitter, like FN and stuff like that. I remember him saying, anytime I see anything with FN on it, I know it's going to be lit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's kind of right. Like, so far, like, FN seems sick. Like, so there was all that stuff. And then you and Doobie, like, man, when we first, like, our first interaction, like, with that whole Twitter thing,
I was gonna ask you if you remember the first time me and you ever spoke.
I'll never forget that, man. I came home and told my wife, I'm like, you'll never believe this. It's like, yeah. Anyway, so for anybody that doesn't know,
yes, please.
Again, I was networking and trying to grow and whatever, and I was part of all of these like streamer growth things on Twitter, and it was like, hey, drop your channel and, you know, meet other people and blah blah blah. So I was doing that. I was like, hey, come join the Huey crew and blah blah blah. It's my channel. And then somebody posted their tweet under, like, their channel under my tweet.
Yep.
And before I was in FN, I was just like kind of cool with Doobie. And I don't even know if you and I had that many interactions before that. And
I don't think we had ever had. I think I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think that was the first time I remember having an interaction with you, because the only reason that I saw that was because I think Doobie had commented on it, so it showed up as like a, you know, Doobie mentions, you know, and I'm just like, okay, so like I remember clicking on your profile, I'm like, oh, this dude looks cool, followed you, and then please continue on. This is where we went. So went in. Yeah.
This guy posts his channel under my like shout out for myself, and Doobie jumped in. He's like, dude, don't do that. That's the wrong thing. You're not going to grow this way. I promise you that. Like, smarten up, whatever. And then you kind of showed up and did the same thing, and I was just like, man, this is like a these guys stand up for each other, you know. Like, I felt like you and Doobie were like behind me. The picture, the gif you did with, I think it was Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes, from Gangs of New York.
There's like 40 of them behind him. I felt like you and Doobie were standing behind me, just like, hey, we're fucking around. I was like, man, these guys have my back, and they like don't even know me. Like, this, that's so cool. Like, that's so cool. And I've kind of said this to, like, getting into streaming. It's nice to see the internet used for good.
Yep.
Because the internet's a fucking shitty place at times, but it was so nice to see it used for good. But that was like another big thing where I was like, man, this is like a cool group of people. And so with all that though, I kind of thought, like, and not to take away from it, but like on the outside, and not that it isn't on the inside, please nobody twist my words here. On the outside, you can tell, that's the better way to say it. You can tell FN is just on another level that I wasn't expecting. Of like community and professionalism.
Yeah.
Because, like, where was I going with that? Like, once I was in here, it was apparent, and like I was blown away. But you could just tell. Where was I going with that? I figured, like, I figured it was not that it isn't big, but I just figured like FN was huge already. Like, you guys have seemed so established, and it was such a well-established oiled machine. It seemed like so cool, like with the logos and all that stuff. It seemed like I was blown away in Smokey's interview when he said you guys were only like a few months old. I was in the org and I didn't even know that. I'm like, I feel like you guys have been doing this for years.
No, September September last year it started.
I know, and I joined in October.
Yeah, you're like one of the first people signed.
That doesn't make sense to me. It was so well put together, and it was just so impressive. And I kind of thought, like, I thought you had to be like upper tier to be in an org. You know, I still felt like the little guy. You know, the little small streamer just doing his own little thing and not worthy or good enough to join anything like this. I did, like, because of how professional FN seemed, like is, not seemed. Please don't twist my words. I'm fucking
clip out of context. Do we have anybody on the ready?
You know what I mean though? Like it
right.
just, I was blown away with how professional it was, and I still felt like a little guy. And so when I saw the application process, even then I was kind of like, I'm never going to get in. Like, it'd be cool if I did, but like, these guys are already elite. I'm like just this little, and I'm 36 years old. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's not going to happen, but it'd be cool if it did.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, it just, I was so, I don't know. I'm still blown away that I was taken on to join and be a part of this, and so grateful that I am. I don't know. I just, that's kind of like D said, anything that FN kind of touches, I know it's going to be lit, or it's going to be amazing. And it's so true. And so that's why I wanted to join. That's why I applied. And yeah, never, I don't know why I didn't think it would happen, but I just didn't. And I'm so glad it did.
That's amazing.
It's been wild,
man. And it's funny because like you and I actually joined like same time practically. Like I was like we didn't really have like a recruiting process back in that day. I would say it was like, you know, we were all kind of, you know, the applications were open and we were all kind of submitting. The CEOs were checking us out. I think I was like right before you, like me and you joined it like the same time. I think whenever we had that little Twitter thing with Doobie Die, like I don't think I was a part of that.
I don't think you guys were even in it.
Doobie,
I don't think it was fully established.
Doobie was one of the original CEOs, so there may have been talks with, you know, like him and Smokey may have been talking and that kind of stuff with the other CEOs. But yeah, I was not a part of FN whenever that all happened. And I do want to elaborate on that because I know we make it sound like we really went in on this guy, which when he kind of came back with some of his comments, we did a little bit, but so here's the thing, and this is my elaboration, and this is something that I would like to press to anybody watching, anybody that watches and listens to this, is there's always an opportunity to teach. There's and an opportunity to like Huey was just saying, be professional about things. You can make your point, and sometimes, especially on the internet, you have to be a little bit blunt and to the point and really drive it in. But that guy that did that to you, I actually went and followed him and watched his stream. I still have him followed to this day. Whenever I see him up, I'll still pop in there and say hi. It's not like we're super close or anything like that. Yeah. But like I have seen that guy's interactions on Twitter, and I've never seen anything like he did to you that day. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to say that, like, you know, the three of us going in on him was like his like light bulb going off moment. but like for real, I feel like, you know, like we did all of this. He did make his apologies. I've talked to him since then, you know, just on stream, and I feel like it's been, you know, like I feel like we were a part of helping him grow at that point, I guess is what I would get at, you know, like teaching him a lesson, but not in a bad way, you know, in a professional way.
He was a little reluctant at first, if I recall.
But people are so used to having to be defensive immediately on social medias. True. You know what I mean? True. Like I guess whenever you take a step back, you know, and look at it, we were like a group of three guys who just like went in on him right away.
Yeah.
He didn't know that we weren't trying to be harmful. You know what I mean? Like for all he knows, we were going to gang up on him and be a bunch of pricks. But you know, like that wasn't the case, because like you said, there's a certain degree of professionalism that I think the three of us share.
Yeah.
And it's taking that positivity that you can make social media a positive thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyways, I wanted to point that out that like I did, you know, as much as we went in on this guy, it was actually turned out to be a good experience in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
So yeah. So yeah. Man, I think it's funny. We always end up talking about Doobie, which I love it. I love Doobie. And I think that I was kind of the same as you. That Doobie was the one who kind of introduced me into a lot of these people. I think like Smokey and I met through the man cave. I think it was one of Doobie's raids where he raided Fog that I met Fog. You know, like it's funny because like
how I met. That's probably how I met.
it probably is. You and I probably met each other and talked in Doobie's chat as well. And just like you know how names are. Sometimes it goes everywhere. So
I remember Doobie screaming "Dirty Mike" like when you came in. Oh yeah, he knew. Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know what I ever did to deserve any of that praise because like I was just like I was like barely growing whenever I first met Doobie. You know what I mean? Like he was like one of the first people. Him and Smokey were two of the first people I met that like helped me start having any kind of like natural growth on the channel. So like I don't know, man, but he always was just hyped every time, and and then we started doing our Sea of Thieves streams together. I don't know if you were ever there for any of those, but we started.
I don't think I saw much of those.
They were the Dirty Doobie streams.
There you go.
so I like how anytime that any of us stream together, we're gonna have a way to like link our names, like you know the upcoming Dirty Socks show that we're gonna be having. It's you know we just have to put dirty in front of everything, and we're good to go. Oh
yeah.
So you're obviously going to continue streaming, and like everybody else, you know, we all have life, we all have work, and you have your streaming. How do you yourself cope with all of like we always talk about the mental health that goes along with everything, balancing everything out. You know, like you establish rules for yourself on like, you know, I'm going to designate like this amount of time, you know, I'll like me personally, whenever I get on a stream, I always stream later, but it's always because like it's when the kids go to bed and, you know, everybody's kind of settling down for the night. Okay. Then I go in and I stream. So like, what kind of like rules and that kind of stuff do you set for yourself in order to keep your mental health stable?
I'm still trying to get better at that. because I enjoy this, you know, so much. I do find that it like has consumed me, and even joining FN, I wanted to be like the best I could be for the org and still grow my channel and stuff like that. So I felt like it was like always on my mind. I was I wanted to grow and wanted to like be the best, not be the best, but just like have my channel set up good and all this stuff, and just have it all. I don't know. I wanted to do so much, and balance has been something I've been trying to figure out. I was trying to figure it out beforehand too, because you know I'm Huey and I'm addicted to video games. You know, like
right?
I love doing this, but you know you do have to. I've had to try and you know remember that there is still life, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And balancing that, I have struggled with, and I'm trying to get better at it. So, what helped me a lot is I kind of set like 2 nights are as like my game nights, and having a schedule I found has been a big help, because before I would just like hop on whenever.
Yeah.
Or you know. My wife had a busy schedule, so there'd be times where she would like go and rest like a long time ago, and I would just hop on. Like I'd be on like gaming, not even streaming, like before streaming, but I would just like be gaming like in and out like all the time, and it became all I wanted to do. And that's not healthy, right? Like it's not whatever. So I've had to try, and the schedule thing has definitely helped, and I'm starting to come down off of the high of joining FN, because like I said, I jumped in like both feet 1000% and trying to like be a part of everything, and was just like on my phone all the time, and it was just too much. I'm hooked. Like I just love it. So trying to like, and like my wife works from home, and I work 4/10s. Like I'm gone, for 4 days out of the week.
Hmm.
We have a 1-year-old puppy now. So like
Okay.
the last year's been busy, and we just moved into a new house, and there's a lot of rest of life,
Yeah.
going on.
Yep.
And if like I keep bringing it up, but like my wife works from home, has been working from home, and she's
Hmm.
got the dogs and everything else. And when I come home, it's like I can't just like jump on video game. I don't want
Yeah.
to. Like it's my time to like be like we don't have kids, but
Hmm.
like again, he's a 1-year-old puppy. He's busy.
Yeah.
So like it's my time to like take him out and play with him and be do all that other stuff and not be on my phone all the time and
Yep.
consumed and trying to like do everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so I support where I can,
Hmm.
and I don't I yeah, I watch when I can and do that kind of stuff, but I don't come home a lot and watch Twitch and do
Yeah.
all that stuff. You'll just burn out, right? Like
Yeah.
there is finding that balance
Yeah.
of supporting, doing your own thing, working real life, and it's tough. It is
Yep.
tough, but I
I
found the schedule work and
Mhm.
that kind of thing, and yeah,
I completely understand what you mean there too, and because like I did the same thing. It's funny, it's like it was like the honeymoon phase where you first get in, right?
yep,
Like okay, now like we've got all these people, and I'm gonna be at every single one of their streams every single
right,
time, and it's like even I have backed off a little bit, like to the point like obviously I still try to get in, have a short chat with everybody, and like if I go in there and throw a message or two in and then disappear, I still got you tabbed up. You know what I mean? It's like I know we all support each other as much as we possibly
absolutely,
can, but we're also, I think everybody's in that same boat of finding that balance.
right,
To where like you said, you have people in real life that depend on you. As
right.
much as we love gaming, we love what we do. That's gaming.
That has
Like
to
you've
come. The
got
other
to,
stuff has to come first.
the other stuff
You know,
always has to come first, and I think that's always been where I've always respected the with Finest Nation. I've never felt like I have to be everywhere. We want support, we want everybody to support each other, but the minute you're like, hey, I gotta go to dinner with the wife and kids, okay,
yeah,
cool, you guys have fun, what are you having, where are you eating, send us a picture of your food, let us know how everything is, you know what I mean? It's like there's
right.
there's never been a pressure that like, oh, if we go with your wife and kids tonight, you're probably not going to be in the organization when you come back, so like you never felt that, so
Yeah,
but
and
yeah,
like
man, yep.
it's even tough. Like, uh, I don't. A lot of people know my situation that my internet is terrible. Like, I have to
Mm,
hotspot my phone just to stream because our
right,
upload is so bad. So I can't just like come home and fire up a bunch of tabs to
yeah,
like alert people
yeah,
because
yeah,
then I can't even have two tabs open like just with
yeah,
our thing. So like that's just my own situation for having to try and support where I can.
yeah,
Like it
but
just
again, you know
work
but
with what you got.
and like I said, it's like like even just like like you explain your situation, you know what I mean, and like that's never been held against anybody, you know what I mean.
No,
It's like
no, and I know that. Yeah,
like other I know there's been people whose streams have hardware issues, they don't have a cam for a while, blah blah blah, like we all have issues, we all have things, but again, like Finest Nation, we're heading in a direction that we are all extremely professional, but we're a family more than anything, and we're like there for each other, and
right.
like we understand that people have issues, and it's not like anything like that would ever be held against somebody, just because you're having some issues or something. Like that's one thing that whenever I first was asked to join and and thought about it, was like, like, is this going to be something that if I can't commit to it, I'm going to get kicked out, because I don't want to have any like bad stigma around it or anything like that. So anyways,
Right.
I'm just like off on a tangent now, you'll have to
No,
excuse
no,
me,
it's
but
okay. Hey, I've been doing that for the last hour.
okay, so all right, we've got about 10-15 more minutes. um I know I did mention that I like to go to the toward the end of the show, to where the chat has the opportunity to ask any questions that they have on their mind. So for this last part, chat, do you have anything that we have not, that you would like us to elaborate on, that you would like to ask yourself? Usually got to give them a minute, and then they'll start. They're all typing on their phones right now, so you have to give them a minute before anything actually comes through. So, chat, what do you got?
This has been fun.
I'm glad you've had fun.
A lot easier once you're in it, because leading up to it, you're like,
we're like over 50 minutes into our interview,
I know,
and like, dude, it's literally feels like we just got started, man.
I know.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how fast it goes. What's
your Mount Rushmore?
Your Mount Rushmore of games?
Like hard or like?
Yeah, are you talking difficulty scale, or are you talking like your epic game? What do you mean, Christo? What do you got? Favorite game? Your favorite game?
My favorite game. I've got a couple where I was just like when I finished it, I was like, man, awesome. I've had a few. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I thought that was like the coolest game. It was super long, but a linear story again. But that was on like Xbox 360. It was 2 discs. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
It was like 2 discs long. The game was sick. I had a blast playing that game. That'll probably be one of my favorites for a while. And Red Dead Redemption, the first one.
Okay.
I feel like I almost cried at the end of that game. Like, that was such a sense of accomplishment.
Right.
I remember, like, you beat the guy at the end. You were just like, I might be remembering it wrong, but I feel like you were like in the woods and like just the scenery was cool. I felt like I just went like this huge campaign. I was just like, man, that was awesome.
Like you just finished like an epic tale.
Yeah. I thought Red Dead Redemption is cool. The Castlevania.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Those are some of my favorites.
Okay. Do you have a favorite streaming memory?
Oh man, I'll fire off my quick few here, and I think they're all the main ones. And I've kind of said these last few hype trains you crazy savages have done for me. I've been blown away and done my little spiel, but like I'd say all the main ones, and I'll never forget them. Grinding for Affiliate, the first person that gave me a shout out. I'll never forget him. I knew nobody. I don't remember how I met him, but like I just came into his channel, said hi, and he's like, "Hey, everybody, go check out Huey." And I was like, "Really? Like, oh my god, thank you!" Like I was just like so grateful. And first raid, I'll never forget the guy that raided me for the first time. I was like the same thing. It was just he knew I was grinding for Affiliate, and like he dropped all these people on me, and I'll never forget that. And then hitting Affiliate, my wife, I couldn't calm down. I was so jacked. I thought it was the coolest damn thing that I achieved that. And then I'd say that the biggest though was joining FN. I'll never forget. I don't know who's behind the FN Twitter page. I think it's Smokey, but somebody did those eyes. They just did the 2 eyes. In like a DM to me after I applied. It was just the 2 eyes. And I was like, uh-oh. I was kind of like, you got your eye on me? Or something like that
Right.
I wrote. And then they were just like, you're in. And I didn't sleep for a week. I was so excited, and I just was thinking about everything. I'm like, I gotta get these overlays. I gotta get my links set up. I gotta get like my emotes. I gotta get this. I gotta do that. I can make this better. I can make my timer set up better. I gotta do so much. I was just over the moon, man. I'll never forget that.
Nice.
That was a long answer. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Smokey said back in those days that was him behind the Twitter page. So you have your answer. You know who it was now. If you could have any game redone or remastered, what would it be?
I am getting my wish
Ooh.
with the TMNT Cowabunga bundle.
Really? I didn't even
Ninja
know
Turtles,
about this.
The Ninja Turtles. Oh my god. The Ninja Turtles is releasing all the originals. Like there's like 11
Really?
games in the bundle. Ninja Turtles 1, 2, 3, every Game Boy one, everything is all being released this year in a bundle.
Wait, didn't
And
you show this trailer on stream one time?
There's a Shredder's Revenge. There's TMNT Shredder's Revenge is a new game coming out. That's from the guys that just did Streets of Rage 4, the new Streets of Rage.
Okay.
And they're also doing, which is going to be sick, and then they're also doing this Cowabunga bundle.
Okay.
Which I am jacked for. I've love Ninja Turtles 2. I know the first one on regular Nintendo was like super hard, but Ninja Turtles 2, I just love that. And I remember it being a full arcade cabinet in the arcades. Loved it. And then Arcade 1-Up made their version of Ninja Turtles 2 or whatever. And I've always wanted to get that cabinet. But now I don't need to because now it's getting released on Xbox. So I am jacked for that. I'm also going to throw like a full left wrench out of left field on this one. I don't know why this game comes up for me in my head growing up on Nintendo. It was the McDonald's game. The McKids.
The McKids game. Really?
I'd love to play that again. I don't know why. I've always remembered that game, and I don't know why I'd want to play that again. I just want to see it. I'd really just want to see it on Nintendo again. I don't know why that game just stuck with me growing up. I want to play that again.
They could always remaster that into like a horror game. They have like Ronald McDonald, like a Five Nights at Freddy's style game.
Yeah, there's like like the clown from
exactly.
It. Pennywise, there's a Pennywise skin.
Ronald the McDonald Pennywise. He's just carrying around his little bundle of balloons everywhere.
I don't know why I remember that game, but I don't know why I want to find that game and play it again.
Oh, that's wild. I didn't even remember that game until you mentioned it. Like, once you mentioned it, it clicked. I was like, oh my god, I forgot that even existed.
I know.
Wow. Okay, so a couple more here. What's your greatest achievement in gaming?
Oh, I know you get them on Xbox there.
Well, not necessarily an achievement, but like your personal achievement, like there's something that you feel like was like a huge accomplishment in gaming for you.
Oh, just gaming in general, not
like not an actual achievement. Yeah, no, just something that sticks out to you.
Jeez.
That's the chat always comes up with these really loaded questions. They're like, "Oh shit, that's a really good
one." I played Gamer when you I know Gamer's not here right now. Gamer, calm down when I say this, but I played Fortnite when Fortnite came out.
Uh-oh.
All the Fortnite FN fans are buzzing.
Oh, his ears are ringing right now. He's out to dinner. He's like, somebody's talking about Fortnite.
I played Fortnite when Fortnite came out, and I remember that, well, whatever, they have it, that you could play solos. And I always wanted to win a solos game. I'm like, that would be awesome. Like, to go up against 100 people in that kind of battle royale, to come out on top is pretty cool. I remember PUBG. I didn't play a lot of PUBG, but that was kind of the first battle royale, and I'm like, man, like, flying in against 100 other people. Like I play Call of Duty or against another team of 5. If you land on an island with 99 other people and you come out on top, that's dope.
Right?
I'm like, I would like to do that.
Yep.
So when Fortnite came, like I never did it in PUBG. I never played a lot of PUBG. But in Fortnite, I was like, okay, I'd love to be able to do that. I was never able to do it. Blackout came out. Call of Duty. I tried to do it in that. I think I got a second and a third. I was never able to do that either. I didn't like grind it. I wasn't like hard into it. I wasn't hard. Like I know I tried it a bunch of times. I was just like, whatever. Apex Legends did it a couple times. They've done like this limited time mode where you could do solos in Apex. And I was able to do it, I think 2 or 3 times in Apex. And the first time I did it, I was just like over the moon. I'm like, yeah, I did it. I did it.
Yep.
That was cool. I finally did like a solos, like land on an island, come out on top. That was pretty cool. I was pretty jacked on that.
Love it. 2 more questions. Next one from Dougie D. If you could play any game for a whole day with any streamer, who would that streamer be?
The streamer.
Yeah.
I don't follow a ton of big guys. You know, I try to watch us and smaller streamers and grow and stuff. The two I like, the two bigger guys that I like. I guess I could play with anybody, but I'm thinking big, like that'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Two bigger guys I like are Shiv and Vis.
Okay.
Shiv would be cool to experience with, but I feel he gets really into it. But he is funny.
Yeah.
He is funny. So I think like some chill streams with Vis in Apex.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool. I feel like maybe pubs Apex with Shiv would be cool when he's not all intense. Like he's playing ranked. He's yelling at everybody.
Right.
That's funny. That's funny stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd pick one of those guys and just vibe out and have some fun playing Apex.
And then the last question came from none other than Smokey J, I believe.
Oh boy.
Do you have any advice for anybody, I guess, interested or that would be new coming into FN?
So, like I said before, when I came into this, it was at a level that I wasn't expecting, and not in a... I'll say both ways. I'm comfortable saying that. It was on another level than what I was expecting, and in the one way, how professional and organized the organization is. I kind of expected that this was just going to be like a, hey, you're good at this game, you're good at this game, you're good at this game, everybody just come together, hang out, let's have some fun. And very quickly, you know, realized, like, the way Smokey was, you know, running everything, that was not the case. And that is a good thing. That is a very good thing. We would not be where we are without that direction, you know? And we're not going to grow just hanging out and having fun and fucking around. So, I'm glad, like, we wouldn't be where we are. I don't know where I'm going with that. That is a good thing to have, and I'm glad that we've had that direction and drive from somebody to run this ship, because it's gotten us where we are and what we've been able to achieve with the charity thing and all that stuff. And like, when I came in to like the Discord and stuff, and I know he's not with us, but like Dragon and the stuff he was doing with like the transitions, and all the fonts that you like, the fonts you guys had, and the emblems and all the overlays, and you know, we want clips and dump them in here, and we're growing together. Like, it's a well-oiled machine that, you know, is just wild to see. Like, I wasn't expecting that level of, like, a business. I wasn't expecting that, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see, and I'm blown away. I continue to be blown away with how this works and what we're doing. For people coming into it, though, and when we had the application processes and stuff like that, and I was thinking of people to like reach out to and stuff, like Goose and Freaky Punker and that kind of stuff. Again, I wasn't expecting, and I'm all over it, but like I wasn't like the whole making content and submitting clips and doing all that stuff, that just came out right after I joined, and all part of growing and making this thing a thing. But like, I've said it straight up to everybody that if you want to come into this, it's exactly like what I just said in the first part. We're not all here just fucking around and it's a free ride. It is a commitment. Like,
yeah.
You know, and you have to be ready for that. Like, don't like, you have to you have to be part of this thing. You have to make content. You have to do that. And unless you're willing to do that, don't bother. Like, we're not, like you said, we're not giving out free rides and whatever. We're all working hard and whatever. Like, and everybody that's in here is like, knows that, and we're all growing. But like, if you're looking to come in, it's an amazing group of people, and we're all supportive, and I've been blown away with what we've done. But it's definitely, we're working. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't just happen, right? So
Yeah,
it's, I
exactly.
don't know if I settle, I don't know if I settled it right, but just,
No, I think
it's
you did.
amazing what we've accomplished. It's just amazing, and yeah.
Well, I think I think I agree with you. I think if you don't mind me adding on to help answer that question
Go ahead.
in my own, I think that the one sentence that I think I would like to tell everybody that was applying is that when you put work into it, you grow and the org grows.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like we're asking people to work just for the growth of the organization. Like whenever we ask for like the clip of the clips be submitted weekly, or to be promoting on social medias and that kind of stuff, it's like obviously the org is going to grow, but in doing so people are going to see, oh, these people are liking these posts, oh, and they're also part of F, and oh, and now this person, the org, just posted this person's clip. Okay, cool. And where all is that clip? Oh, it's on YouTube too. You know what I mean? It's like all of us working together, and then we all experience that growth together. And then once we continue growing, we eventually we could bring more people in, and then they will help us grow. But like if we're all established and we know all of the expectations and we're all just doing the little things that we're expected to do, we can pull them in and help guide them, like you said, on that well-oiled machine of, check it out, this is how everything works.
There's a reason why, leading into all this stuff and whatever, that me and like that kid named D can look at a few things and be like, man, that's on another level.
Yep.
Like
absolutely.
That shit doesn't just happen. Like there's a lot of work and there's a lot of stuff going on in the background to make all this possible. Like look at like Jersey doing all this. Like look at that doesn't just happen, man.
Right.
This looks so cool, and it's so amazing to be a part of that, man.
Yep.
Like it's so cool.
Yes.
Jersey, get working on the dirty sock overlays, though.
Yeah. Can we get some dirty sock graphics, please? Oh, I love it.
Oh man.
Oh, you know what's funny is, I know we're approaching the end here. We're kind of hitting our hour and a half mark, but like you and I even mentioned, like we're gonna get in here and talk about like films and music, and look what happens to us. We just go off on tangents and we're everywhere. Oh, so all that means to me is that we're gonna have to make a part 2 of this sometime. So be ready for it. Be ready for the invitation. And as we close up for today, do you have anything that you would like to say?
I knew you were gonna ask me that too.
I know. I always close with putting it on the other person. I put the pressure on the guest. You know what I mean? Like they've got to wrap things up.
Yeah, that's all good. I think what came to my mind when I thought about this is, I know we're all working really hard, and we're trying to push this thing, and I know we need to, and everybody's putting in a lot of good work and a lot of effort, and it's amazing to see. But I just hope that everybody takes the time every once in a while. Like I've had to get better with it too, like I said, with balance. But just let's enjoy the ride. I just want to enjoy the ride with everybody. Like, I don't want to like keep looking at tomorrow and like where FN is going to be. I want to try and remember every once in a while to just like pause and just like enjoy the stream, or enjoy what we're doing like right here, and just like enjoy the ride. Like we're going to get there. It's going to be cool. Let's all have fun in the minivan together on the way there,
Absolutely. Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride.
Exactly. Yeah.
Man, it's been probably half a year now that you and I have gotten to know each other. I couldn't ask for a better person to call my friend, man.
Did you ever think that we'd be doing this?
Dude,
I never thought.
Listen,
it's amazing. It's so
this
cool, like
show has been a pipe dream of mine for so long. I can't even tell you. And now, like, to be able to get in here with, like I said, the first interaction we ever had, that on that tweet, who would have guessed? Yeah, exactly. Let me take your coat off. You know what I mean? Like, who would have guessed that we would have ever been here doing this today, and that we'd have close to 30 people showing up to cheer us on, and just watch two guys who met through gaming just sit here and shoot the shit. You know what I mean? So
Oh.
I'm personally, I'm glad to call you, a brother, a member of this family. I appreciate everything you do. The vibe that you bring, man. I can't thank you enough. And it's
FN's
been a
biggest fan.
pleasure. FN's biggest fan right here.
Self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed, exactly. All right. Well,
Okay, sir.
Thank you so
having me.
much. Thank you for coming on. There will be a part 2. We've got to continue this. We've got to get to the music and movies eventually, right? Or wait. We mentioned never mind. That's Dirty Socks. Tune in for Dirty Socks. Yeah, let's get Dirty Socks trending on Twitter. All right,
Perfect.
man. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, dude.
Cheers, sir.